Okay, so let's see. We will see whether it works. So we can sit in a comfortable meditation posture. If you want to go to the toilet, now is the time to go. Make sure your back is erect. We will meditate with opened eyes. And we see the floor in front of us. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy. We continue to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head. We allow all of the muscles and sinews throughout the head to be heavy. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, we allow all of the muscles and sinews throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, the heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, we allow all of the muscles and all of the muscles and sinews throughout the body to be heavy. And as we allow the body to be the way it is, we achieve freedom from worry about the body. Let's enjoy this freedom. Let's watch this peace. Now let's share this peace with other living beings. In our minds, voicelessly, we can make the first determination in our minds, voicelessly. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for the sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. And now the ultimate challenge will be coming, the most difficult part for you all. You will be sitting for 1 minute without any movement. Let's see if you can pass that challenge. We'll be watching the mind. We are curious about what's happening in the ear, in the eye, in the nose, tongue, body, what's happening in the mind. And the challenge is to stay exactly like a statue that is totally without any movement. Okay, very well. So you can come to the screen and you can rate your peace in meditation. So you're rating your own experience. How did you experience your peace? 10 means the most amazing and pleasurable, and 0 means the worst possible. And Yui Kim, I cannot see you in the video, and I would suggest that you remove the background, because it may happen that you will not be visible if you go too far from the screen. Okay, very well. I would like to ask the organizers now for about the 3rd time. As soon as we start our meditation, do not send anybody to any group and do not send anybody back from the group. When you do that, I have an amazing pop-up over the screen. And then when I notice the pop-up, it gets recorded. And because it gets recorded, I want to turn it off. But I'm still instructing meditation. So I'm turning off a pop-up while I'm instructing meditation. I just cannot be successful. It will not happen. So if you want me to be not successful, continue.
Everybody got it?
Okay, so I would like to ask everybody to unmute. And I will be giving you 3 refugees and the 5 precepts. You can keep your hands together at the chest. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha.
Yamahang vadami tang vadetha.
No. So let's try again. Some of you already forgot, so be very careful. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. So when I say Yamahang vadami tang vadetha means what I say, you say. All right.
Follow me.
If you tell it to me, well then that means I will be repeating after you. That probably will not work because you might not be able to say it out of your memory. So you better do not tell me Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. No, not at all. That's wrong. You say ama bhante, which means yes, Venerable Sir. So let's try it again. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. So now you can repeat after me. Aham bhante. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anugraham katva. Silang detha me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Dutiyampi aham bhante. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anugraham katva. Silang detha me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Tatiyampi aham bhante. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anugraham katva. Silang detha me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Saranaгаmanang paripurnang. Very well. So, phone 9, what is the first precept? Can you come closer and speak loudly and clearly?
Do you want me to read it and read it?
No, I cannot hear you. Can you come very close and speak very loudly and clearly?
You want me to
No, in English. Can you please come and tell me what is the first precept? Wow. No, I cannot hear you. Something's not right. Maybe I can like hear very, very little, but not enough to understand anything that you're saying. Okay, I have heard there's something like that. Would I want to hear that? Okay, fine. No killing. Okay, the first precept is no killing. So everybody can keep your hands together at the chest. Panatipata. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Okay, so Minqua, can you tell me what is the second precept? That's not it. Sian, can you please help Minqua? What is the second precept?
The second precept. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, so I'll have to write it down.
No.
So then we had Sam. So what about Denny? Denny, can you tell us what is the second precept?
No stealing.
So Sian, did you hear what Denny? What is the second precept?
No stealing.
Amazing. And Minqua, did you hear Sian? What is the second precept? Minqua, do you know what is the second precept now?
Clearly.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. You didn't hear clearly. So Sian, can you please speak a little louder so that Minqua can hear you?
No stealing.
Minqua, did you hear that? Okay, so what is the second precept, Minqua?
No stealing.
Very well. Well done. That's correct. So let's continue. You can keep your hands together at the chest. Adinadana. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Okay, so Jasmine, can you tell us what is the third precept?
No sexual misconduct.
Perfect.
No such.
Kame sumicchajara. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Okay, so Huang Tuan Ming, can you tell us what is the fourth precept? Huang Tuan Ming, Can you come close to the camera and tell us what's the fourth precept?
I don't remember.
I didn't understand. Can you come closer and speak slowly? Hoàng Tuấn Minh.
I don't remember.
Totally, I don't understand what you're saying. You need to come closer, speak loudly and slowly.
I don't remember.
Aha, you don't remember. Okay, but I actually do not remember you. Do you actually come to this class? How many times did you already come for this class? To Tom, can you tell me how many times did he come for this class? I don't remember ever seeing him before. Janvin Nguyen, can you please tell us what is the fourth precept?
The fourth precept is speaking.
Excuse me, can you please come closer and speak loudly?
The fourth precept is no false speech.
No false speech, okay. So, Jackie Wa, can you tell us another way how to say the fourth precept?
No lying?
That's right, no lying. That's what I want to hear. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Musavada. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Okay, very well. So, Mo, can you tell us what is the fifth precept?
Drinking alcohol.
And Cherry, can you tell us the second part of the fifth precept?
No drinking drugs.
No taking drugs. Thank you very much. Sura Meraya. Majja. Pamadatthana. Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Wembowa, if you keep your head covered, I cannot actually teach you anything about Dhamma. So you will need to keep your head uncovered. Is it cold to you, Wembowa? Wembowa, is it cold to you? Is it cold to you? I see, okay. So for that you need to take thicker clothes or more clothes on you. If you cover your head, we cannot do much. Okay. Maybe another t-shirt or a kind of sweater or maybe a coat or something like that might help. And also, Wembowa, you cannot lie down during our meeting because I'm sitting, so if you lie down, it's not fair. If I lie down, then you can lie down. But I'm not lying down, you see? And if I lie down, you will not see me in the camera, you see? If I lie down, you don't see me. So it doesn't work, you see? So you will need to sit down, okay? All right, so continue with our story. We have moved on to the case where the king was the king tried to prevent the prince from the desire to become an ascetic. What's an ascetic? So I would like to ask the organizers to unmute us all except me. And now I would like to ask to remove all of the hands. Thank you. And so I would like to ask everybody who knows what's an ascetic, ASCETIC, to raise your hand.
Okay.
If you know what is ascetic, please raise your hand. Raise your Zoom hand. Only Nathan? Okay. May? Anyone else? We have 3 students who know what's an ascetic. Anybody else knows what's an ascetic? It's a hard word. If you don't know, it's no problem. But I would like to know how many of you know. So, one more chance. If you know what's an ascetic, A-S-C-E-T-I-C, ascetic, please raise your hand. Okay, that looks a little better. So, Nathan, what do you think is an ascetic?
Buddha.
That's close. May, I am not your mirror. May, I am not your mirror. Mirror probably is in your bathroom, but we are not your mirror, May. So you cannot really use us as your mirror. May, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Amazing. Can you tell me what's an ascetic?
An ascetic is a hermit or a monk.
Sounds good. Aunte, can you tell us what are the characteristics of an ascetic? How is an ascetic or hermit or a monk, but in this case specifically ascetic, different from you?
I thought an acidic was like lemons because they're acidic.
It was like, acidic. But that's why I was spelling it. I said A-S-C-E-T, A-S-C-E-T-I-C, right? I didn't say A-C-I-D-I-C. Because that's quite different. Okay, so let's continue. Phone 9. Can you tell us characteristics of an ascetic?
It's like it's a kind of monk, I believe.
A kind of monk? Yes. Cherry, can you tell us more about ascetic?
It's like a wise person.
Ideally, sure. Many ascetics are not wise, but that's the ideal case. An ascetic should be wise. Robert, can you tell us anything more?
They meditate deeply.
I'm sorry. Can you please come closer to the camera?
They're supposed to meditate deeply.
Well, some of them, yes. Some of them, no. So, Jekiwa, can you tell us anything more? What comes to your mind when we speak about ascetic?
I think it's like a person who practices like severe self-disciplines.
Sorry, they practice. What is?
They practice severe self-disciplines.
Aha, self-discipline. Discipline. Can you say it?
Discipline.
No. Discipline.
Discipline.
Yes. Like you have ascetic and not ascetic. In the same way you have discipline and not discipline. You see? In English, the proper pronunciation is discipline. You write it like discipline, but no, it's discipline. You write it like ascetic, but actually you read ascetic. Is it clear? Check you on?
Yes.
Okay. Discipline, ascetic. Very well. Ascetic follows discipline. That's actually the closest that I have heard here. The very special thing about ascetic is that the ascetic renounces, abandons, leaves home. Renounces, abandons, leaves sensual pleasures. The desirable, the pleasurable feelings in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. And what are such pleasures? They are those pleasures for men, the pleasures with a woman. And for women, the pleasures with a man. When a woman comes into a contact with man, the woman experiences so much of pleasure in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And when the man comes into a contact with a woman, he experiences so much of sensual pleasures in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And this is in particular, the sensual pleasures that an ascetic renounces, abandons, leaves. Okay? So ascetics are those who give up, give away their sensual desires for women if they're men, and for men if they're women. That's number one. That's a very special thing for ascetics. Number one. Second thing for ascetics is that they train in being satisfied with little. So an ascetic tries to be satisfied with very, very little. Eats little, sleeps little, wears little, speaks little, and has little. An ascetic usually doesn't have a home, doesn't have car, doesn't have a family. An ascetic commonly wanders, is a wanderer who travels here and there and sometimes meditates, sometimes discusses what is the truth, and so on and on. So these are ascetics. And what is the benefit of being an ascetic? So we will now again remove the Zoom hands, please. So I would like to ask you if anybody here has any idea, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody abandon sensual pleasures with a woman if they're a man? Or sensual pleasures with a man if they're a woman? Why would they do that? Why would they try to live with little? Without a home, without a car, without many things, without a lot of clothes, without a lot of shoes, without applying lipstick and other things and using jewelry and so on. Why would somebody train themselves in being satisfied with little and avoiding sensual pleasures or sexual pleasures with man and woman? So if you have any idea why somebody would like to do that, please raise your hand right now. Okay, I'm saying it for the second time. If you have any idea why would somebody like to become an ascetic, please raise your hand. Okay, so Cherry, what is your idea?
It's probably because I want to find a way from from all suffering and reach nibbana.
But there's a problem, right? Because the sensual pleasures are actually pleasant. So if they want to find a way out of suffering, then probably they should have more pleasure, right? They should actually have more cars, more houses, more ladies, or more gentlemen, shouldn't they? No? Why? What's the problem with that?
Because wait, I don't know what reason I should do.
Okay, no problem. Franklin, do you have any idea why would abandoning of pleasures be helpful for anything?
I think because they can ask someone to give them money.
Amazing. Well done. But there is a little problem. Because monks actually are not allowed to accept money. The Buddha said, monks do not accept money. So if that's true, or that's what should be, for example, me, I don't accept money. So it is possible to still desire to remove all sensual desires and also not accept any money. So why would somebody decide to abandon all sensual pleasures and still not have any plan and not make any effort and not even allow any accepting of money? And I have lost you. I don't know where you are. Here you are, Franklin. Franklin, do you have any idea?
I don't know anymore.
So you thought that all ascetics become ascetics so that they can get money? Is that really what you thought? It's no problem. If you did, just say yes. If no, you say no. Whatever you like. Did you really think that monks become monks because as monks they can get more money?
No.
You didn't think that? So what did you think? Why did you think that monks become monks?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, fine. So Robert, can you tell us why would somebody
No.
abandon all sensual pleasures?
They might do it to try not to end up in a realm of woe as an animal, as a ghost, or anywhere else, like getting killed. As if they break any of the 5 precepts, they could go there. If they get rid of all sensual pleasures, there's no chance. If they become a monk or a recluse and meditate or focus on the Buddha's teachings, then they don't have any chance of going anywhere to the realms of woe, and they might attain nirvana.
In the ideal case. In reality, it doesn't work like that. Many people who enjoy sensual pleasures, they go to heaven. And many monks who do not enjoy sensual pleasures, they go to hell. Yeah. The people who enjoy sensual pleasures and go to heaven, they do not break the 5 precepts. And also, they're generous. They dedicate themselves to generosity and ethics. So they give wherever they think it's useful. So they give to those who need something. And they also follow the 5 precepts. But there are also monks who do not enjoy sensual pleasures, but they deceive or they tell lies because they just want to be famous or because they want to be successful or because they want to have power. They do not enjoy sensual pleasures, but they enjoy the power. They enjoy the authority. They enjoy the fame. And for that, they tell lies, they deceive, and so on. And so such monks also go to the worlds of suffering, such as hell, animal realm, or ghosts. Not enjoying sensual pleasures and enjoying sensual pleasures does not decide your next life. There are many more things that come into play. Did you understand what I said, Robert? Okay. So if somebody wants to be born in heaven or as a human, and they do not want to be born in the worlds of suffering, they will have to do something in particular. And there are 3 things: generosity, morality, and meditation. So if you follow 5 precepts, then that is very good condition to be born as a human. But still, it doesn't matter whether you enjoy sensual pleasures or not. What matters is the 5 precepts in the first place. If you follow 5 precepts and you also are generous, generous always means giving. Whenever Ashin Sarana says generous, it always means giving something you have to somebody else who needs that. So that is being generous when I say the word, okay? Not in the dictionary. That's how we use it in Buddhism. So if you are generous, then if you are a little generous and you follow 5 precepts, then you may be born in the lower heavens. If you are extraordinarily generous and you also extraordinarily follow ethics, the 5 precepts or 8 precepts, there are higher virtues, then you may be born in the higher heavens. If you also meditate, more complicated. Your meditation can take you to even higher heavens. If you meditate very extraordinarily, you may be born in a Brahma world. So, ethics, following 5 precepts, can make sure that you are born as a human. But there are exceptions. Then, ethics and generosity can help you to be born in lower heaven. Ethics, generosity, and extraordinary ethics, extraordinary generosity, and a little bit of meditation can take you to a higher heaven. And extraordinary ethics, extraordinary generosity, and extraordinary meditation can take you to the Brahma world. So these 3 things decide about your next life. But sometimes it's these 3 things from your past life that decide about your other life. So for example, now you are Robert. Let's say that in your previous life, you were somebody else. Maybe in your previous life, you were called Alex. Who knows? And so now, as Robert, you may be born in the next life because of the things you do as Robert. Okay, you can stabilize your device. I'm waiting for that. Okay.
I'm following because I have this.
Sure, no problem. So your next life may be following the conditions of what you did in this life. But your next life also may follow the conditions of what you did in your past life as Alex, if you were Alex in your past life. Or of some other life. Because maybe in the previous life, before you were Alex, maybe you were Tara. Who knows? I don't know. And so maybe as Tara, you did some things, and those things still did not bring the result, or not completely. So they may decide about your next life, that means after you die in this life. So we don't know what will be our next life. So we always work with probabilities. We can increase probability and decrease probability. But we cannot be 100% sure. So to increase the probability that in our next life we will be happy, we always follow the 5 precepts to 100%. We always are generous. We give anytime we see somebody needs something, we have it, we just give it. And we meditate every day. So this way we increase the probability that in our next life we'll be happy. And also, we never tell lies, we never kill, we never steal, we never commit adultery, never tell lies, never drink alcohol, take drugs. We never deceive others. We never try to cause somebody else harm or cause somebody else loss. We do not wish that other people suffer, and so on. And this way we decrease the probability that in our next life we would be born as an animal or as a ghost or in hell. So we only work with probabilities, but we cannot really make 100% sure what will be coming next life. But there is one exception. How to make things 100% sure? Any idea, Robert? What could it be? How can you make 100% sure that you would not be born in the lower realms?
By achieving Nibbana.
By achieving Nibbana. Very well. So the Buddha is coming into this world with this ultimate solution. There is a way how to make 100% sure that we will never be born in the lower realms. Not just for the next life, but also for the life after the next, and the life after the next, after the next. Okay? So the Buddha is coming with this very special solution. Okay, Livia, can you tell us because we still didn't get the real answer that I'm searching for. Olivia, can you tell us why would an ascetic abandon all sensual pleasures?
I think it's because they want to travel and train to be a Buddha.
And why wouldn't they just enjoy sensual pleasures in that travel and trying to become a Buddha?
Because they're training, they're meditating and training generosity and kindness.
And why wouldn't they just enjoy sensual pleasures during that training?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay. So Edward?
So they abandon sensual pleasures for I don't know if this is exact, but sensual pleasures get more, you get more guilty. Get more guilty, you get more selfish. And that means you'll be born in the lower realms.
And would you believe that there are people who enjoy sensual pleasures and they do not feel guilty at all? There are. It is possible to enjoy sensual pleasures and not feel guilty. That's when you follow the 5 precepts. If you follow the 5 precepts and you enjoy sensual pleasures, you will probably not feel guilty. Okay? Actually, there are many people who are not ascetics at all. They enjoy they enjoy sensual pleasures. They follow the 5 precepts, and they are extremely proud. So totally to the other way. Not only that they don't feel guilty, but they feel actually so proud. They feel like, oh, they're the best. Nobody is better than them. There are people like that. Yeah. Okay, Jekiwa, any more idea? Why would somebody decide to become an ascetic? That means renounce sensual pleasures.
Probably because they might want freedom.
Because they may not have enough money to provide to get those sensual pleasures. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
But why would they do that? Why would the ascetic renounce the ways to get sensual pleasures and therefore also the sensual pleasures? And there are many ascetics who actually have a lot of money, so they could actually afford them. So why would they do that?
I don't know.
No idea. Alex, any idea?
I think the reason that people become aesthetics instead of enjoying yourself is because as you said earlier, the more extreme meditation and generosity you do, the higher chance you have the attaining nibbana or enlightenment. So I think the reason people become aesthetics is to have a higher probability of attaining enlightenment.
Again, please, can you explain why would enjoying sensual pleasures reduce that probability?
Because as you said, the more you meditate, the more you have a chance of not being born in a bad place, but having taking another step to being enlightened.
And so why wouldn't you just meditate a lot and sometimes also enjoy sensual pleasures a little?
Because if you're enjoying sensual pleasures, that will lower your chance, because you can't meditate while enjoying pleasure.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Thank you very much. So the ascetics renounce sensual pleasures because the sensual pleasures are a hindrance. They're a block in meditation. And because sensual pleasures block success, sensual desires, not the pleasures, the desires block success in meditation, the ascetics decide we will not engage in sensual pleasures so that our meditation practice is not blocked, so that it's free. And so they can meditate and achieve very deep levels of concentration and peace. Sensual pleasures bring with them problems. They bring anxiety, fear, worry. Okay? The problem of sensual pleasures is that you want them. You have to go to job. You have to make money. And then maybe you will get those sensual pleasures. Let's say gentlemen will go to work. They make a lot of money. They will expect that they will get married with a beautiful lady. Okay, so they go to work. They make a lot of money. It's like everybody's frozen. Are we still connected? Okay, so the gentlemen go to work, they make a lot of money, then they will find a lady and they get married. And then there is a worry. Actually, there is worry even before marriage. Will she really marry me? Will she really be with me? Does she really like me? Maybe not. Who knows? So it's a worry already in the beginning. Then they get married. After they get married, there is still another worry. Does she really love me? Does she really appreciate me? And do I actually love her? You see, it's both sides. The man worries not only whether his wife loves him, but he worries whether he loves his wife. Isn't that so weird? And that's the problem with the sensual pleasures. That it's not just about the other thing towards you, but it's also about you towards that. You made so much money. You work hard, so hard at work. So does this solution, the sensual pleasures, really satisfy or come to the level or is equal to your efforts? Is this sensual pleasure that you have with the woman equal to the effort you make and to the suffering and troubles you have at work? Is it really equal? So there is a worry. Sometimes it is equal, sometimes it is not. And then you worry, maybe the lady, maybe my wife actually loves somebody else. You worry, maybe it's not true, maybe she just loves you, but you don't know. And then maybe you have children. After you have children, you think, oh, maybe she actually loves the children more than me. Maybe I actually love somebody else more than her. See, it's a worry. And then you get older. And then when you get older, the lady, for example, starts to love, starts to appreciate a lot of amazing food. And so the lady becomes a little bigger. Or she doesn't take care so much about her appearance, which is actually sometimes common when ladies have children. Some ladies do not care about their appearance. And that's a problem for the man. Oh, what? I married this woman because she's beautiful. Now she's not beautiful. What am I going to do with that? You see? And then the man becomes old and the lady becomes old. And he's like, oh, this lady is just old. She has so many faults. She's not perfect. Sometimes she gets ill. Sometimes she's wrong. And some ladies, sometimes they shout at the man. Oh, this lady is sometimes shouting at me. There's a saying in English that the sword of a woman is her tongue. Okay? So when women speak to men, men feel as if the woman is cutting off the flesh of the man's body. The woman doesn't know it, but that's the feeling of the man. Okay? So that's so much of worry, so much of trouble, you see? For sensual pleasures. And the man still goes to the work, you know? The man still goes and works hard regardless whether the woman is faithful or not faithful, loves him or not, or is beautiful or not. No, still the man goes to work and still has to make money and take care of the house or take care of the woman and make sure that there is enough money for food and for the children and for electricity and water and the car and so on and on and on. Regardless whether the woman is beautiful or not, or whether she loves him or not, or whether she takes care of the house or takes care of him, or whether she has another man or nothing or something else, or whether she shouts at him or not. No, the man still needs to go to work and still needs to work hard. And then, for all of this amazing work of the man, what do you get? Old age, illness, and death. That's your reward at the end. So, an ascetic understands. Okay, he understands. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And so he becomes a monk or an ascetic. And he thinks, okay, being free from sensual desires equals being free from these worries and from these problems. It's for both men and women. All of them can become ascetics. There are women ascetics, there are men ascetics. The women have it the same thing. Like the woman gets married with the man and she works hard. She works hard at home, she goes to job, she takes care of the kids, and then the man, maybe he's faithful, maybe he's not faithful. Sometimes men drink a lot of alcohol. And so then they come at home, they're drunk, and they have stinking smell from their mouth, or they beat the children, or they beat the woman, or they tell lies, or they are lazy and they do not actually go to work, or they use the money for something useless, for gambling or for alcohol. Yeah, it's the same thing on both sides. Women worry, men worry. Sensual pleasures are the ultimate way to worry and suffer. So both men and women can become monks and nuns. Now, that's why ascetics give up sensual pleasures, because they understand the problem. They understand the taint or the dirt in the sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures are dirty because they bring with them this worry, this fear, this loss, these troubles, this crying and weeping and lamenting. Okay? So that's why people become ascetics. All right. So if you have any questions about ascetics, ask an ascetic. I am an ascetic. So if you have a question, you can ask me. Now, of course, I'm showing you why an ascetic becomes an ascetic because I am an ascetic. Now, maybe if there was somebody else who is not an ascetic, they would speak something else. They would say, well, but sensual pleasures are sometimes pretty good. So you see, I'm telling you from my point of view, okay? My point of view. When I was a layperson, I had a girlfriend and I enjoyed sensual pleasures very much, a lot. But then I saw the problem of sensual pleasures and I myself left from my girlfriend and I became an ascetic. Because I saw there is a problem, there is a worry. And she loved me and I loved her and she was faithful and I had a lot of money. No problems. No. But I was aware of the worry, of the probability. What is the probability? That we will be happy for the next 80 years. I was 20 years. I was 20 years old. Suppose I would get married with the girlfriend, well then we would live, let's say, until 100 years of age. We would be together 80 years, 80. All life dedicated to the other person. If everything goes perfectly. And it usually doesn't. Okay? So I thought there is very low probability that we will be happy for the next 80 years. And for all of that hard work so that we are happy for the next 80 years, I will get what? Old age, illness, and death. That will be my reward. So I thought that's not worth it. I can become a monk and I can work hard as a monk for 80 years and I get what? I get peace, wisdom, and full freedom from all birth, old age, illness, and death. Makes more sense to me. Okay? So that's why I became an ascetic. Yes, Edward?
Do ascetics have to travel alone?
Some ascetics travel alone and some travel in group. Depends. As they want or as they have opportunities. Now, I do not have many students, but usually I do not travel alone. But if I have, let's say, after some years, if I have more students, then I probably will be traveling in a group. May? Any question? May, do you have any question? Anything you'd like to say?
Does an ascetic meditate a lot?
Depends. Some ascetics meditate a lot and some don't. And some ascetics meditate a lot for some time, then they meditate little, and then they again meditate for some time a lot. So it depends. It's not a requirement to meditate if you're an ascetic. The requirement is to abandon sensual pleasures. That's the number one requirement. The second requirement is to be satisfied with little. So you are not too greedy. You don't want to have many clothes like robes. You don't want to have many buildings and cars and things. So that's the second thing. So first, abandon sensual pleasures. That means not having a lady, not having a gentleman. Second, not having a wife or husband. Then being satisfied with little. Then there are some more which sometimes come, but they're not so much important. But they would be very good if the ascetics do. For example, they meditate. They're kind. Okay, number 3 is they're kind. An ascetic doesn't have to be kind, but it's very important and powerful virtue. So if an ascetic is able to get rid of abandon the sensual desires and be satisfied with a little, then it's very powerful if he or she can also develop loving kindness. These are like 3 very basic features of a good ascetic. Okay? Every ascetic must abandon sensual desires and be satisfied with little. That's for all of them. But if they are good ascetic, they also radiate loving kindness. And then there are some others which are very additional. For example, that they have knowledge, or that they travel here and there, or that they meditate a lot, or that they are able to explain to you some teachings, or that their patience is with the kindness. But if they have knowledge, or they travel a lot, or meditate a lot, those are special features, and they're not so necessary. But these 3 are very necessary to be, and totally enough to be a good ascetic. What is it? Abandon sensual desires, then being satisfied with little, and radiate loving kindness. These 3 make a very good ascetic. Pretty good. Even if they don't meditate and they have no knowledge. These 3 are pretty good. Very nice. And it's still very good to get, very hard to get these 3. You will rarely find a monk who's accomplished in these 3. Because the sensual desires, they sometimes come from the body. And it's very hard to fight with them. Pretty hard. Okay? And it's very easy to forget when we are greedy. Oh, now many lay people, they want to give me this and they want to give me that. Oh, that's nice. I want to have that and I want to have this and more and more and more and more. And then you feel like, oh, now I have so much, I need to have a little more. So you want to have more and more and more. So it's a little difficult to deal, to get these 3. And with loving kindness, well, if somebody is backbiting you and insulting you and telling lies about you to somebody else, well, it's pretty hard to have loving kindness towards them. So you see, an ascetic is training in extremely hard training, very hard practice. So that's why, while ascetic is abandoning sensual pleasures and therefore suffers less than lay people, still the lay people pay respect to the ascetic. Still lay people take and keep their hands together and say, oh, venerable sir, oh, hello, venerable sir, goodbye, venerable sir, because the ascetic is developing these very special 3 virtues, which are extremely hard to develop. Okay, so this was a very important topic that we had to go through so that we can continue in the story of the Buddha to be. Because the king did not want his son to become an ascetic. So you need to understand what the king did not want and what the prince later will become. All right? Because the prince will realize exactly that, the worry and the problem with sensual pleasures. He will realize the problem of birth, old age, illness, death, and he will decide to become an ascetic. So, what is that? To abandon sensual desires, to be satisfied with little, and to radiate loving kindness. Anybody has any question, anything about this? Today, no notes, but hopefully you will remember something. No question? Very well. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Everyone, please unmute. Can you put your hand at your chest? And together we will say goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Nice, goodbye everyone.